So here's a little sneak peek of the Electra One Continuum interface. Right now, just working with Slim Continuum and the 10.36 release, pre-release actually. There's a few things that were added in 10.36 that are not in the current 10.35, but for all intents and purposes, this will work with 10.35 as well. So the main screen, there's quite a few screens here, but we'll just look at the main screen, which is preset selection, macro control. So you have your 16 user presets that you would normally see in the editor. You can select whatever one you like, and you'll see the macro controllers that are associated with that. And you can twiddle with the macro controllers. And you can look at other banks if you want. Select something from another bank. This was a selection from the first bank. You can see I changed the macro controllers on the choir in the first bank. And what I let you do then is you can take a preset, change its settings, go to some other bank, see what preset number is free in this case, or you could overwrite one. Say preset user 68. I'll go down and I'll select preset user 68. Okay, the store preset becomes active now. That would just tell you what the current preset was. If I select that and hit store, you can see the preset is stored to my new bank with whatever new settings I had made. So this is kind of like what you can do in the editor now. And the final thing that I added here, you can load all your presets up again if something happens and they get out of sync, but we can also now go select the category. Okay, I don't know, let's see, let's say classic, and then select a preset in the classic category. The preset names will be displayed for you over here. Say chord generator, and I'll select that, and the chord generator is loaded up. Current preset says chord generator. I don't really want to store that to a position, though I could if I wanted to. So I could take my store option back to its default setting, and then you won't be able to store something by mistake. And of course I can then play around with my current preset. So that's going to be the base menu. From there, there'll be a lot of other menus that you can bring on. Here you can see there'll be an effects and pedals menu that will allow you to change your recirculator. I added a mute function for the recirculator because if you set your feedback on the recirculator, you can get some really loud, overpowering sounds that keep growing. So I give you a mute option there. You have your compressor option. The compressor in the new firmware will be able to be alternated with the 10H setting if you have that in the master section. That does soft clipping like stuff. Then we'll have pedal 1 and pedal 2 assignments. You'll have your portamento and your mono mode assignments. There's split controls that you can have. From there, we'll go in and you can now change your attenuation, pre and post gains in the convolution menus and set all your convolution settings the way you can in the editor. There's a full list of transpositions that you have that you can just select your transposition and it will automatically transpose for you. All your octave switching stuff is in there. You can change your surface direction as you can in the editor. Then there's a rounding and options that you can have, and all the tuning options, and selecting a grid if you want to use the PTE, the pitch table editor, to put in a new temperament or new tuning. And finally, I have a little display here that just gives you status on what your polyphonies are, what your status is. I'm still working on that. So that's going to be the basic program for the Electra One. Does most of the things the editor does, except, of course, you can't program presets with this. It's a pretty cool device. About, I don't know, 2,200 lines of code in this. A lot of the code's kind of just copy and paste generic. Could be made a lot more efficient, but the things you can do with this are amazing. And as you can see, if you have an Electra One, this is the MK2 version. We'll have to validate whether this runs effectively on the V1 version, because it may use too much resources, but we'll be testing that with some people that want to volunteer. I'm probably a week or two away from maybe putting this on the website so that some people with the Electra One can download it. And if they have a Continuum running 10.35, so it has to be one of the new Slim Continuums that have the 8X processor. Those are the ones that are running 10.35 right now. And I'll be adding to this a bit. So the goal is when the new release is finally out, then we'll have this ready that you can download from the Electra One site. That's where I'll put it, because that's where a lot of people store the Electra One presets.